IELTS speaking test. My name is Rafiqul Islam. What's your name?
My full name is Mohammed Zahid Ahmed.
Can I see your passport?
Yeah, here you are.
Okay, thank you. Now in the first part of the test, I am going to ask you some questions about yourself. First, I would like to ask you some questions about your family. Do you have a large or small family?
In fact, I have a large family. My family consists of a large number of people. I have got my parents and 7 siblings in my family.
How much time do you spend with members of your family?
Well, earlier I used to spend a lot of time with my family, but at the moment I have no lot of time to spend with my family. Occasionally I spend time with my family. When I get free time, I hang out with my family members outside.
What sort of thing do you like to do together?
Generally, I would like to have a picnic with my family sometimes, and I would like to watch TV together after having dinner. These things I usually want to do with my family members together.
Now let's move on and to talk about your food. What kind of food do you like most and why?
Well, at the moment, I taste depends on situation. So in the moment, I usually like chicken, rice, beef curry. Earlier, I used to eat various types of foods such as fast food, but at the moment I don't like these types of food. I like conventional foods.
What are some typical foods in your country?
In my country there are some typical foods, conventional foods such as rice, beef, chicken curry and vegetables, and most of the people like these types of foods in my country.
In your country, do men or women have the main responsibilities for cooking?
It's a matter of fact that it depends on attitude. Generally, the people of our country think that the main responsibility of cooking goes to the women, but I don't support this. It can go with the men sometimes. But in my country, women do the main responsibility of the cooking.
Now I would like to ask you some questions about where you live in. Tell me about the house or apartment where you live in.
Nowadays I live in an apartment. It's a big story building. In fact, it's a 10-story building. I live on the 3rd floor of the 10-story building, and my apartment consists of 3 bedrooms, 2 washrooms, and 2 balconies, and 1 dining room and 1 drawing room. The color of my bedroom is off-white, and I like this color. I also love my apartment very much.
What are some worst things about living there?
Well, it's a matter of worry that the apartment I have been living, I face some problems here, such as we can't store much things because the storeroom is very narrow. So this is the very worst thing in my apartment, I think so.
What kinds of place would you like to have in the future?
From my personal point of view, I am a visionary person, and I like to have a house or apartment where I can get a large space, empty space, so that I can have a garden because I love gardening, I love flowers. So I like this house where I can grow vegetables. So this type of house I want in my future, I hope.
The part 2, I am going to give you a topic and I would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. But before you talk, you have 1 minute to think what you are going to say, and if you wish, you can make some notes. Describe a teacher who has influenced you in your education. Are you ready?
Yes.
Please start.
Well, in the short span of my life, I have come across a large number of teachers who somehow influenced me more or less. But as I am here, supposed to talk about a particular one who has influenced me in my educational life, I have got an utmost zeal to talk about Mr. Mustafiz Rahman. He is one of my most favorite teachers, and I met him in my secondary school when I got admission into class 6. I was overwhelmed to see his performance and to his personality. All the qualities a good teacher should have, he possessed all the qualities. And he's a very energetic person and enthusiastic, and he was very fast in English, and he used to teach us English, and he could make the class very funny, and he could make students understand the lesson very easily. All the students enjoyed his class very much, and I was amazed by him because he always motivated us to pursue our study, and he always focused on learning English language because he taught us English is a language which can make or mar your career. In future, there is no field you will have where English is not spoken. So if you have a good command on English, you will have a great chance, you will have a better career. And he advised us to read English newspapers. So he was a good motivational speaker, and I was mesmerized by his speech, by his advice, and I followed his footsteps, and I started reading English newspapers, and that paved the way of my career. And I learned English. Now as I am speaking to you in English, that's the contribution. All the contribution I learned English goes to him. All the credit goes to that person. And I love him very much, and still I remember that person. Though he is not now in Bangladesh, he is now living in Canada, but I get in touch with him always because I know he is the person. Whenever I encounter any problem, I just turn to him, and he gave me some special advice so that I can surmount my problems. So in this time, I maintain contact with him, and he just tells me that Jahid, just carry on and focus on English learning and flourish your English language skills, because English skills is such a skill which will develop your whole life, which can turn your life right or left.
Thank you very much. So, do other people remember this teacher?
Yes, I hope so. All of the students, all of my batchmates still remember these teachers.
Do you still see the teacher?
Well, as I said earlier, he now lives in Canada. I can't see him face to face, but I get in touch with him via electronic media.
Okay. Now we have been talking about a teacher that has influenced you in your education, and I would like now to ask you some questions related to this. First, let's consider different styles of teaching and learning. What method of learning works best for you?
Well, it's a matter of personal affairs. Students prepare some techniques from their own. So I also have a unique technique for my study. While I study, I like to listen to music because I think if I listen to music while studying, it makes me concentrated, it makes me focused on study. So this technique works best for me, I hope.
How beneficial do you think it is to group students according to their ability?
Well, it's a great question, because in our educational institutions we see that all of the students are not so good or not so fast. Some students are quick learners and some are not. So in that case, if our students grouped according to their capability or their merit, it will work better for them, because we see the good students or brilliant students sometimes get distracted or get stuck because of the bad students. So
what qualities should a good teacher require?
From my personal point of view, what I can say, that a teacher is not only a teacher, he is a good mentor, he should be a guide for students, and he should be friendly with his students. And a good teacher should have the understanding about his subject he is teaching to his students. And a good teacher must have the quality of being punctual in class, and good teacher must be well prepared before entering the class. So these are the qualities I think a good teacher should have.
Has education in your country changed in last 10 years?
Well, with the passage of time in my country, Bangladesh, the educational system or methods have changed to a great extent. Earlier, when I was in class 6 or 7, I observed that the teachers used to write on the blackboard, and nowadays we don't see that teachers are writing on blackboard. In many institutions, the technology has entered, so teachers are now using projectors, and so that they can make students understand very easily, and students are getting benefit from this.
What changes do you think will happen in the education in your country?
Well, in this modern era, technology is getting faster and faster, and with the other developed countries, Bangladesh is also advancing faster and faster towards progress and prosperity because of technology specifically. So I think in near future, in our country, in the educational institutions, teachers will use technology-based devices, and students will learn easily via technology. So I hope in every institutions, computer labs or research labs, projectors will be available in near future in our country.
How do the ambitions of the current school leaders compare with those of the previous generation?
I have never ever thought of this. Let me think of it. If I compare the current trend of the school leavers to the previous one, what I can see that in earlier days, people or students always wanted to be doctors, engineers. These are the typical things they always thought of.
What role do you think extracurricular activities play in education?
Well, extracurricular activities are most significant, I think, because extracurricular activities play a significant role in education, specifically for the students. So, if for example, I'm studying English subject. So, if I have no other curricular activities such as I have no computer knowledge, so I will encounter much difficulties in my career, in my future life. So if I have some good command on technology or computers, it will help me in my future. So I think extracurricular activities is most significant for students.
What is the role of a school in our modern society?
Well, school is considered the platform for teaching or for learning. Schools provide students teachings, not only just subject-based teaching. School provides moral education, morality to the students. So in modern days or in modern society, schools are playing a great role in our education sector.
Thank you. This is the end of your IELTS speaking test. Thank you.